Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I was just thinking, I really don't know why and how I escaped death for so long. I can only assume that it has to do with the things that I've been doing since I've been here. And that is to say that most of my adult life I've only had one concern, and that is that we the people, all of us, could have an experience of life as I myself would love to experience life. Now, me myself, I would love to experience the freedom from ever having to worry about housing or food or clothing or education or health care or transportation or any of the benefits of the infrastructure that exists or whatever might come as a result of the manifestations of ideas through the minds of men. Well, these things I would just love to have at my disposal. And for me, I would want that every human being on this earth could have at least that much, not limited to that, but at least that much. And from that, I would, that we could have, for myself at least, peace and prosperity. Peace from worrying about a threat from anything. Peace from that. Food, clothing, shelter, education, a lack of that, nah, I don't have a threat from that. So I got peace. I'm prosperous because the things that I do are welcome. They benefit others as others, what they do, benefit me. And I'm free. I'm free to be me, not bound by nothing else but who I am. And it's all right with me and it's all right with the world. And I'm joyous. I'm joyous because being me allows me to ex- exercise my gift in the way that I choose. And that way gives me my greatest joy in life. And because of this, my dreams come true. The things that I want, that I need, that I desire, they're at my leisure. These are the kind of things that I aspire for myself. In doing that for myself, I see that for every human being on the face of the earth. Now, in doing that, I did not see any usage of money, debt, fees, usury, or anything. And because of the administration of this pursuit in such a fashion, there is no need for lying, for cheating, for stealing, for killing, for terror, for war, for hatred, for racism, for bigotry, any of that. All of that is null and void in my world. And so, this being the world that I've just described, for me, it's what I see for you. And for the past 40 years, that's what I've been recognizing. Well, advocating for. But that has not been, well, a welcomed effort. In fact, some are saying that the earth is probably mad with us. But I can't see the earth being mad. So if I was going to say something, I would say something to the extent that perhaps the invisible powers somewhere are feeding the human race the desires of their heart. And I say that because you shall reap what you sow. And I don't put any of this on the powers that be, because the powers to create heaven or hell have been put in the hands of we the people. We the people. You shall reap what you sow. The seeds that you plant determines the fruits that you get. And so whatever comes back, you only have yourself to blame if you're going to blame anyone, or yourself to rejoice. And you see, you have heard an expression about the floods. Now, many people don't believe that the flood ever existed. I don't know if it did or didn't, but I do know one thing. Those of us who live today know that there are such things as tsunamis, and they don't play. And as long as there's oceans and that kind of water, there's no limit to where that tsunami can expand itself. But the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, the reason perhaps some say that the earth is mad, it is because the results of perhaps earthquakes, earthquakes such as that happen in Haiti. And these natural disasters are causing much pain, much suffering, much loss of life. Torrential rains and storms all across Europe. Germany, historic flooding. I mean, can you imagine flood water sweeping throughout the countries of the world? Can you imagine that? Volcanic eruptions in Indonesia. Well, I know these places don't mean that much to you. These things that I'm saying to you don't mean that much to you for the most part, because we've been denied many of these disasters, and so we don't really concentrate on it. And our focus really from day to day, if it's not on whatever how our bills going to be paid, it's in just watching Wives of Beverly Hills or Florida or any old kind of stuff that just come up, make up, that'll get people's attention, put it on television so advertising can be made and people can make some money. And anything to keep you distracted from the truth of your real life. And so the hurricanes come and they go, the cyclones come and they go, the flash floods. And even in China right now, it just blows my mind. I don't know what to believe. When I turn on the media, I'm looking at stuff in China that just blows my mind. I'm feeling so sad for the people of China. I'm feeling so hurt, so much pain. And then I think about this stuff going on could be a sign to us. I don't know if we receive it as such, whether we do or not. It's still happening, and all of the damages that comes from it, they are still happening. And what has got to be done to remedy this situation has got to be done, and it can't be done when we are acting like we've lost our mind and got it concentrating in someplace else, lying to ourselves. For instance, in America, we think we got one of the best healthcare systems in the world, when actually I made a little list. We got Sweden and Norway, Denmark, Finland, Switzerland. These are the places you probably not even thought of. Netherlands, New Zealand, Canada, and Japan, and Australia. All of them got better education, healthcare systems, and even just their consciousness about healthcare is supreme to that of we, the American people. And we know what our thing is about. I was in the store the other day picking up some pills, and I was in a section, man, all pills. You talking about drugs. I just saw lines of drugs, like everything. I remember when I was a kid, once I saw a movie, I think had to do with the Brave New World. And they had pills for everything. I almost had pills for somebody else having your baby. In fact, we do have that. And so here I'm sitting in the midst, pills, 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 pills. And you know what? Cures are not anywhere amongst these pills. It's just treatment. Pills not anywhere. And so maybe it is because we are not conscious or interested in cures is why we're so far down that line. When we come to most religion, you know we say we're the most religious nation on the face of the earth. You know we say that. We go to church, well, we used to go to church all the time. Well, they say that Israel, Saudi Arabia, can you believe that? India, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Turkey, Qatar, Oman, and others. I mean, religion means much more to them in their understanding, in the philosophy thereof, and then in the practice thereof than we do in the United States, and yet we call ourselves. I guess that's why we can see our religion is taking both sides of the truth. Both sides of the truth. That's where our religion has taken us. When we come to our education system, we don't want people to get educated. We teach lies, and I guess this is not just unique to America. This is all over the world. We teach the lies that we want people to know or believe, and hide the truth that we don't want them to know all over the world. But somehow it leaks out. So what I'm saying to all of us, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Politics in 22 and 24 here in the United States of America has to do with our elections. What I actually see on the ballot, invisible, is the question put before the American people. The devil, yes or no? the devil, yes or no? We have people who have stood on national television and denounced the activities of the ex-president of the United States because he called on them to go against their principles, their understanding of God. And it caused them much pain and suffering about the things that they have had themselves exposed to. And yet, they say if the people of the Republican Party, the party that they are a part of, chose the same demonic figure to represent that party in the next election, they would vote for them. What do you call that? What do you just call that? I'm not going to even try to tell you what that is, but what do you call that? Okay, so the question before the American people for 22 and 24 is the devil, yes or no? Now, what does the devil represent? The devil represents everything that we are going through right now and worse. The devil represents everything that America is going through right now with lies and hatred and racism, people getting their guns and want to fight and kill.